What's going on, guys? How you doing? Hope you guys are doing good. It's been a while. Sorry. It's also a little echoey because I'm in a mostly empty house. We are, some as you may know, doing the whole homestead thing. So we're building a house, clearing land, living in an RV, dealt with a 4-foot rattlesnake. That was new. All kinds of adventures. And so we are here, just kind of tilt, just sort of doing house stuff. Sorry for the bad lighting. It's kind of obnoxious, but this is just the way it's gonna be for a little bit here. And eventually I'll get my office set up, maybe some better lighting, better sound, maybe more consistent videos. That'd be nice. Anyway, we are gonna take a look at this guy. Bring this in. Reylight Pineapple Mini Titanium Raw Frag 519A. There's your emitter. The frag pattern on the light. It's raw titanium, so it's shiny. It's titanium, which is nice. It's mini, so it's AAA, and it's the pineapple variant. And I don't know if anybody or how many people know about Reylight. This is actually not my, I'll say not my first Reylight. Sorry, I'm gonna move this camera a little bit here. My first Reylight was a stonewashed LAN, just LAN. And it was a nice light. I got kind of tired of the stonewash look. And so the button was different. So I didn't end up keeping it, but I kind of got to where I was like, you know what? I would really like to get another one. The Reylights, I really wanted the LAN Apple, which is like the LAN pineapple combo. And so I got it. And while I picked that up, I went ahead and got the AAA version as well. And Reylight is out of China. I don't know all of the history about the company, but it is kind of a custom maker, I guess. He uses good emitters. The machining is great. Like, it's honestly, it's like this one specifically, the LAN Apple, is almost, I mean, if you look at pictures of the Haiku, the very famous Haiku that's like $400, $500, this gives off very similar vibes without the price tag. And, you know, I know, like, I personally am not to where I can get a Haiku, so this kind of gives me that same vibe. Very, very nice machining, raw titanium. The biggest difference is like the clips and probably the drivers and that kind of thing. So I'm not saying that these are to that same level, but you can get something that gives that same feel, I guess. And, you know, these are gonna run you 50 to 80, 90, 100, depending on which one you want. He's got some that are very expensive if you get certain metals, the Damasteel and whatever, I don't know. If you get all that stuff, you can get up in price, but these are relatively affordable. And honestly, the worst part about these, in my opinion, from a looks perspective, is pocket clips, especially this guy. This light is so astronomically beautiful and so well done. And then it's just this like, it's like we got to put a clip on it. So it really, if this was a machined clip, this would be, I mean, that'd be gold. This guy, similar. Clip actually doesn't bother me quite as much on this guy. You can put the little tritium inserts. I'm not going to do that. I just don't like that. Yeah, just not my thing. Little orange peelish like reflector, 519A, as you saw here. That's your emitter. Really beautiful light. It won't obviously look super good here because of where I'm at, so I do apologize, but it does give off a warm light. It looks kind of blue here, actually. It's really weird. This is our marble, nope, this is a quartz countertop. So sorry for the misrepresentation. It is a very nice color. So great for EDC. It is AAA, so I run the N-Loop Pros. That's just my preference. You'll have to look up the details. It might do the 10440. I can't remember, honestly. I'm not much of a details type reviewer, so you guys can look all that up if you want it. I just want to show you these things, give you my opinions. I think it's a great AAA. Now, as a comparison, I've got this guy. This is the very famous, obviously, Reylight. This is the i3TEOS. This is also running an N loop. This has a rubber button, whereas this is all titanium. This is 2 modes, low, high, and this is several. You can see it's there. It comes on in moonlight mode right there. Let me turn it off for a second so it goes back. So I have it set to moonlight on the first click. You can program these. I don't remember if I programmed this one or if it's default or if I did the LAN apple. I don't remember. But you can program them. They have instructions online. Flashlight Crazy has a good video on it. It can be a little confusing. You gotta like 8 fast or turn it on and then 8 fast clicks, and then it'll flash and blink, and then you got to land on the flash or the blink. It did take some, I'll say, some brain power for me to get that kind of figured out, but I was able to program them. So this does not have a momentary, so you can kind of push this in and like nothing. So you have to click it on. When you click it on, you can half press through the cycles. This one's a little tricky to make sure you don't fully click. Sometimes you start cycling and you click and then it's off. So that is a thing. While we're talking about the buttons, so my LAN, just the LAN, also had the same, I'll call it button feel. This is a titanium button inside a titanium body, and you can kind of feel the titanium. I wouldn't say it rubs really bad, but you can feel that there's a little, like if you push it at an angle, you can feel it rub the titanium on titanium. It's not one of those like super like chalkboard nails type feeling, but you can feel it. There's enough wiggle that if you push it at an angle, it's the titanium rubbing on the titanium. So some people may hate that. I can't say I hate it. I don't prefer it. When you have a rubber button, like you're not going to get any of that, like metal on metal feedback. With the LAN apple, it's there, but for some reason, this just feels better. This light just feels a step up from this one. I don't really how to explain it. This just feels slightly better. And I'll do more review on that in a later date. But so keep that in mind. This button does have some feel to it. It's got a little bit of that grit. Let's see if you can hear it here real quick. Can you hear that? So that's one thing I noticed with this guy. Again, it's not super expensive, so for being a machine titanium light with a good emitter, you can't really complain. The other thing out the gate that I noticed about the frag pattern here, there it is, frag. It looks great. I think it's cool. It is a little bit rough on the pockets, because it's machined edges. But let me see if I can get it to look closer. If you can tell, the machining on this is more 90-degree angles. It doesn't contour on these edges. So this is actually, I won't say sharp, but kind of sharp. Like it's very rough. This is not what I quite expected. So if I bring this guy in, we got the same type of lines, but these don't feel as rough. You see how they're slightly contoured. This just doesn't have as much texture. It's still there. I wouldn't call it a smooth texture, but this is very much like, I would almost say you could use this to sand wood. like if you took a piece of wood and you like did this number enough, you could probably get some wood off of there, because it is a bit sharper than I would prefer. And that was honestly like the first thing I noticed. Like I picked it up and I was like, wow, this is actually a little on the rough side. And you can tell when you put it in and out of your pocket, even though the pocket clip pinches here, it still rubs pretty well down in here. So yeah, I would say the two things about this one that like right off the bat I noticed, I'll call them the negative sides, was the button feeling. You can feel that button a little bit more, scraping on the, titanium against titanium. And then this frag pattern is pretty rough. So if you don't, I think he has a smooth version. You could get the smooth version, as comparison. Like you've got some grooves in here. You can still feel them, but just not quite the same. Like, I think it's because there's so many of them. Like you've got this groove cut out here. So each of these are individual little squares. And I think that's what makes it a little bit more pronounced. Fit and finish is beautiful. I mean, he did a great job on this light. I usually carry this as a backup to my T2 tack by Well Tool. So if I'm carrying that light, that is purely a defensive light. I haven't done a review on that one yet, but this is then riding with me so that I have an actual like EDC type light, because it's small and it's great for that. Now, I have mine come on in moonlight mode. If you haven't gotten used to, or if you don't like moonlight mode, you probably don't have kids. And if you have kids, or you're about to have kids, you're about to learn why moonlight mode is great. Because, for me, like if you get up in the night and you go check on the baby, or you're laying in bed and you have your monitor on and you hear a thud, that thud is the bappy, the passy, whatever you call it, falling out of the crib onto the hardwood floor. And you're like, oh man, the baby's gonna wake up and like not have that passy, and he's gonna start crying. And so I need to go in there, find it, because it bounces on the hardwood floor because there are these fancy expensive rubber ones, and you don't want to wake the baby up. So like middle of the night, this is just phenomenal. I don't know, that's the stage, that's the where we're at in life. So I've learned that, moonlight mode is excellent. It's on in the first thing. So you get up, you grab your light, you turn it on, you go in there, you're not going to wake them up. If you need a little more light, you can just tap, half press. Again, I wouldn't say it's super easy, but if I were to sit here and try to go through it, I'm not 100%, like I just missed. There we go. So like, I'm not 100%. It's not a super precise button. Like I can get there, but then I'm like missing it. So like, okay. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I tapped it 8 times. So now it's in this mode. So you can actually see what it's doing. So when it blinks, that tells you like which setting, and then you're supposed to click, and you're supposed to click when it fast blinks on the setting that you want. So there's like 5 or 6 settings. So there it's back at the beginning, and it may cycle through twice. I can't remember. Anyway, so you can just see I 8 times clicked fast, and it's in the program mode. So it should eventually quit. I think it goes through it twice. I'm not going to change my setting because I don't want to do that. So now it's on full. Oh, that's unfortunate. Now I got to reprogram it. Anyway, Now, as you can tell, oh, nope, it's back in moonlight only. Let's give it a second. All right, so we're off. Yep, all right, we're back. We're good. Okay. So yeah, that's the joys of lights that program. They're fun, but they can also be confusing. It also has this little, you can see it in there a little bit, this little green tint. It's got like this glow-in-the-dark gasket. So if you turn this on before bedtime for like on medium or whatever for like 5-10 seconds, it will actually like glow in the dark, and you can like find your light if it's super dark. So that's kind of cool. I don't personally use that feature. I have a little, like, I have a place where it goes and it's just there, and I don't know, that's kind of how I am. So yeah, great light color, great size, wonderful raw titanium, beautiful machining. You know, I would say, you know, this is a titanium light, but this is not like, I don't know how much of this is solid titanium. It's kind of hard to tell. I mean, I would not put these two in the same category of titanium. Let's put it that way. You know, you can take the, I think it's in here, right there. You got this little, little spacer. So you can take this clip off and put the spacer in if you don't want to clip. Just unscrew this guy. And you can see here it's not 100% titanium either. Little button is probably brass or whatever. But you can take this off and put your spacer in, replace your button, whatever you need to do. Get this back on there. The teeth are, I would not say haiku or $400 light quality. They're fine. But a little gritty on the back there. It does not look potted, so it's just your mechanism, your 519A. There's the end loop pros, and there's the inside of the light. So yeah, if you're if you're in the market for titanium lights, I would definitely look at Reylight. I really like his stuff. They ship from China, but they ship very quickly, so I've not had an issue getting anything from him. You know, if you want something simple to get a hold of, this is kind of just the no-brainer. You know, the O-Light, I mean, it's just 2 modes, so you're not going to deal with programming. It's got a great clip. You know, these are very, very good lights to compare and contrast. If you want something that's got that more elegant feel, then, you know, I would look at something like the Reylight. There's other options out there. There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of good options, but I went to Reylight. I had my Reylight. I got rid of my Reylight, and I kind of missed having it. So, you know, I went back to it, and you know, when I get this guy and do a review, I'll go over it. This is the AA version. So yeah, that is one of the items I've picked up recently. It's a little dirty, you can see there, some pocket time. And it works great. I mean, it's just the button's a little bit, you can feel it a little bit, and then this guy's a little bit rough here. Otherwise, it's a great option. They're not that expensive. If you want something classy and sharp looking, dressy, you know, throw this in a suit pocket or something, and looks pretty nice. You know, it's not deep carry, but it's also not obnoxious. And you whip it out if you need to do something, and there you go. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. Sorry, it is bad lighting, bad sound, and yeah, I'll get you some more videos as I got so many things to review. I kind of went on a light EDZ stuff. I got a little knife. I got like 3 more lights to go over. Kind of went nuts. Been doing different lights. I was using my the O-Light Javelot a lot out on this property because I can see far. After the snake, I kind of switched to my Warrior Mini outside because it's a little wider beam and I can see more around me, whereas the Javelot was a little bit hot spotty. So it just kind of, I was like, I want to see more around me after that. So yeah, check out Reylight. I think they're worth the money. I like them. And you guys have a great day. And yeah, thank you guys.